Concern mounts in the ag sector as the trade war with China continues to escalate. The Asian nation recently announced retaliation plans, raising tariffs on $60 billion worth of U.S. goods on June 1st. Joining us now is Dave Salmonsen with the American Farm Bureau. Thanks for joining us, Dave. And let's start with your immediate concerns when it comes to the increased trade tension between the U.S. and China.
Well, we're very concerned that we will again lose some more markets into China. The goods that the Chinese will raise tariffs on from the U.S., the increased tariffs up to 25% from a current 10% will take effect June 1st. Most of these products are, you might say, intermediate and final consumer-ready products, not major commodities. This is not affecting soybeans and beef and corn and wheat and such, but these are things like salted beef products, frozen strawberries, canned vegetables, canned cherries, grape juice, malt beer products. So more of that ilk, and but again, that'll have an impact on the producers and sellers of those products.
And we're hearing from the Trump administration that we may not be done issuing new higher tariffs on more Chinese products in the future. Describe farmer sentiment, as it looked like we were really close to getting a deal finished, but instead the situation worsened.
Yes, it did. You know, it looked like we were getting very close. A lot of the what was being discussed and that what we were hearing from the administration was we were getting close to the end of these negotiations that really had been going on since the beginning of the year. The teams of negotiators had traveled back and forth, and then they couldn't close it off a few weeks ago, and so the U.S. Imposed some new tariffs. China has retaliated. The U.S. again is putting out for comment and through a process potentially 25% tariffs on the remainder of Chinese imports in the U.S., over $300 billion worth. That could take place later this summer. So I think farmers are getting very anxious that what they thought was coming to an end, that we would see a rollback or elimination of some of these tariffs. Perhaps what was included in the package would be announcements of major additional purchases of U.S. agricultural products by China. Seems to, again, just be put off into the future. But we know that talks are continuing, potentially a summit meeting between President Xi and President Trump in June in Japan, so there is still hope that this will get resolved, but anxious times are with us now.
Absolutely. How do you feel about this new round of trade aid that has been announced? Do you think the relief is enough to actually balance out the harm that's already been caused?
Well, we'll see what USDA comes up with. They're certainly working on it. They've been given a monetary figure by the president of up to $15 billion, but he wants it done quickly, and we're hearing things might have a plan hopefully very soon. One would think it would be somewhat like what we saw last fall in the market facilitation program, but I'm sure maybe there'll be some differences, maybe some more inclusion, a point there of overseas assistance using U.S. agricultural commodities even more than we do already. So we'll be looking out to see that plan and see how it fits the needs of those elements of agriculture, which now seems to be almost all of agriculture that's being affected by retaliatory tariffs.
Thank you so much for your time. AFBF Senior Director of Congressional Relations, Dave Salmonsen.